Hello guys, and welcome back to another video. On today's video we're going to be talking about productivity and money saving tips. I have a whole list for you, so I will go through it and try and make this as interesting as possible. In terms of saving money, one of the ways I tend to save money is through food and clothing, just because there's not really much you can do with your rent and electricity, especially with the housing prices right now. So I try and save money on food and clothes where I can. I tend to thrift my clothes. Well, this is new, but I'll either like thrift or I'll buy on sale because it's much more sustainable, and I mean it still looks cute, and a lot of times thrifting pieces is very unique. I also will, when I'm like planning out my groceries, a lot of times I'll make a meal plan so I'm not overbuying, or I'm only buying for like what we're gonna eat. And then obviously to tie into that, I make a list as well, pretty obviously as well. One other tip that you might not think about is when you're going to the grocery store, you should eat before you go to the grocery store, because grocery stores are laid out in such a way, it's really cool if you look into the psychology behind it, but the stuff that you need the most is usually spread out the furthest from the door, and to get to the checkout you have to go past all these like brightly colored things or stuff that's supposed to like draw your attention kind of idea. And if you don't eat before you go to the grocery store, you're much more likely to end up coming out spending more money than you meant to and getting stuff that you don't necessarily need and you might regret when you get home. I'm guilty of that as well. I'll be like, I'll just buy lunch at the grocery store, and then I end up buying a lot more as well. Another way that you can save money is using rewards programs. Say there's like nothing wrong with buying a coffee out. Like a lot of times people will be like, no, don't buy a Starbucks, don't buy like anything out. I think if you do that, a lot of times, at least for me personally, like if you say like no, you can't do something, then it makes me personally want it more. Reverse psychology much. So I would recommend, if you are gonna like keep buying stuff, like use rewards programs. For example, like McDonald's has coffee stickers. Once you collect enough you get a free coffee. Starbucks has their Star Points reward. I think it's for, I should know this, I used to work there. It's for but I had the employee one. For every dollar you spend you get 2 stars. And then they have sometimes promotions where you can get like 3 stars per dollar that you spend, and then like $50 is a free coffee, or not $50, 50 stars is a free coffee, 150 is like a free latte. So yeah, just saving up your money and using points and stuff like that. What I really like is PC points, so I tend to shop at Superstore for the most part, and they have this system where for every dollar you spend you get 1 point, I think, and so once you get 10,000, I think you get $1 off, or $10 off. Yeah, 10,000 equals $10 off. But also, my Superstore has a gas station at the bottom, and you get extra points for using that gas station if you scan your PC Optimum barcode. That's another way to save money. Another way that I've learned to save money is learning to make some of my favorite foods at home, because I don't know about you, but I like to go out to eat, but that can sometimes eat up a lot of your budget. So for me specifically, we really like getting like Arab food. Like my husband and I, we like Arab food, we like Ethiopian food, we like sushi. I personally like specialty coffees and stuff like that, or poutine. If you're not Canadian, poutine is amazing. Look it up. Granted, I didn't like it till I was like 20 something, but I ended up actually learning how to make some of those at home, and I will have some of the recipes on my blog very soon. But just learning how to make it at home, it's obviously not going to taste the same, but a lot of times you can make it healthier, cheaper, and sometimes it's just as nice to have a date night at home. Sometimes you can cook together. like you can watch a movie for no extra cost as well if you have Netflix or download or whatever you want to do. Yeah, that's actually, I mean, I know it probably sounds kind of like common sense, but sometimes people don't actually think about that kind of stuff. And another way that I sometimes will save money is like with DIY beauty stuff. My hair, I will go get that done because I do not want to get that screwed up. Same with like my eyebrows, like that kind of stuff. I will pay money for that. But a lot of times I will do a DIY face mask. I just did buy some products, but they were, I guess winners could be kind of like the thrift store of beauty. Like it's new, but like you don't want to buy used skincare, obviously. So I would say it's like discounted skincare as long as the ingredients are still good and it's not past its best before date. Or you can like make a whole bunch of face masks. You can make like sugar scrubs, you can make avocado face masks. Someone that I used to know used to like use honey as a face mask. I personally like to get my nails done, and I'm going to do them later tonight, and I'll insert a clip to show you. And I love shellac polishes because they last forever. Like your regular nail polish chips within like 2 to 3 days if you're lucky, but my shellac will last for like 2 weeks. But I'm also not gonna pay like $30 to $60 every time I want to get that done. So what I ended up doing was investing in a UV light. I didn't actually buy it. I put it on my Christmas wish list, and then I got given it for Christmas from my grandparents. But like I have so many cool colors, and now I can get like a salon manicure at home. I also just bought some cool press-on nails that I'm excited to play around with. They're blank, but I can create my own nail sets, and so that's really fun. But yeah, if you have any other money saving tips, I'd love to know. Comment them down below, but that's just what I personally do. So another way that I kind of save money is I have my own business. As I mentioned in the previous vlogs, I have my own small business creating chocolate covered treats, and I'm also involved with a virtual farmers market to sell those treats. So come along with me, and we're gonna go drop them off at the virtual farmers market pickup location. Moving on to productivity tips, something that I find really helpful is like physically writing out a list, because if you physically write out a list, you're much more likely to do it because it's going from your brain to your paper. I would recommend keeping your list small, like 5 items, maybe 10 maximum, but like the smaller your list, the more likely you are to do it. Like just prioritize the things that are the most important to get done in the day. And a tip I learned on TikTok is that you can always add more to your to-do list, especially if you've already done it. But yeah, if it's smaller, it'll feel a lot more manageable rather than like a massive to-do list, unless you're someone that works like that. But I think the majority of us like to look productive, but not actually get through our to-do lists. I don't know if that makes any sense at all. Be specific with your to-do list as well. Don't just be like, oh, I want to clean. What do you want to clean? Do you want to clean the bathroom, the kitchen, the bedroom, the floors? If that works for you, like sometimes more specific works great for me. Another thing that I do to keep myself on track is I set reminders on my phone. I have like a Google Pixel, so and we also have the Google Home series as well in our house. So I'll just say, set me a reminder to do this, or remind me at such and such a time to do that, and that helps me keep on track. And a lot of times I will use our Google Home because I like to leave my phone in another room. I will leave like my notification volume on for messages, just so if people need to get in touch with me, they can. But a lot of times I'll try and leave my phone in another room. It's something that I've just started, and it works really well for keeping me on track. And another thing that is really helpful for me is I also have Bluetooth headphones, so a lot of times I will listen to a podcast on my Bluetooth headphones, and that kind of helps me keep on track. Listening to music without words, or even music with words, but music without words tends to help you stay on track more. But just like having something talking to you or like keeping you on task can be very helpful as well. And another thing to keep all these tips together is I tend to use a dry erase calendar, so like it's one that I can fill in and personalize for each month. But I find that really helpful because then it doesn't feel like it's set in stone, because you technically could erase it. And it also helps us to customize it for like my family, like my husband and I. It just helps keep us on track. We can put our appointments, we can put our work, we can put like if we have Zoom calls, that kind of stuff. I mean, and I also have these like, I also have like weekly planner kind of ideas, so sometimes I'll break it down into weeks. If I know that I have a bunch of stuff on, I will break those down as well. But like I'll just post it all in my kitchen, and so I kind of have like a little like command center there where I can just go and look at stuff for easy reference. But I hope that this has been helpful for you. If you have any more productivity tips, especially if you're like a former student like me, or if you have tips for students or people in general, put it in the comments below, whether that's for productivity or money saving, any of the above. But thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.